I'm Franchelle Daniel, a staff attorney here within the Immigration Department at the Constitutional Law Center for Muslims in America. I grew up in the South, and as a Black woman, I unfortunately not only observed but personally experienced discrimination from individuals as well as institutions. Those experiences guided my decision to become a public servant, first as a social worker and now as an attorney. After working in big law as a litigator for roughly 5 years, I decided to leave the law firm life and return to my true calling of helping people. I joined CLCMA last year, and on my first day, I reviewed a brief that would be filed later that week. The case involved an asylee who had been in the United States for more than 20 years, but his application to adjust status was denied based on information that had been disclosed when he initially entered the United States. I immediately knew I had made the right decision by joining CLCMA. We're strategic in the cases that we select and accept because those cases help not only the individual client, but the Muslim community and the immigrant population as a whole.
Hi, I'm Sophia Holland, and I joined CLCMA 2 years ago as a criminal defense fellow. As a young American Muslim post 9/11, I saw the widespread fear in the Muslim community as many of our charities, mosques, and community leaders were unfairly targeted by the FBI and prosecuted. At that time, I could only watch the catastrophic consequences unfold. People respond differently to that type of persecution. I decided to go to law school. I studied and worked in many different countries and realized that everywhere I went, even the United Nations courts, there are extreme injustices. There are also people who tackle those injustices in court and win, and that can change everything. That is why joining CLCMA has been so important to me.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Najma Masin, and I am an Equal Justice Works Fellow sponsored by Aiken Gump, Strauss, Auer, and Felt. On average, 9% of state prisoners self-identify as Muslim. Inmates and detainees are at the mercy of prison officials and sometimes the community to provide them with what they need or the permission to practice their religion. Time and time again, wardens and chaplains that I spoke with indicated the need for easy-to-understand, specifically tailored information about Islam and the common needs of prisoners. I was very excited that we at CLCMA were able to create a comprehensive handbook written with prison officials in mind, which not only details the relevant law and highlights certain landmark cases, but also provides a high-level overview of Islam. The handbook highlights common views of Sunnis, Shias, and Nation of Islam, while also acknowledging that there may be variations in interpretation and practice. We hope that it serves as a useful tool in creating comprehensive and compassionate policies, and if not, we hope it's a useful tool in litigation. We will continue to share it with prisons, so if you think there's an institution or a person that can benefit from this handbook, please let us know and we are happy to share it with them. If you yourself are interested in reading the handbook, a copy can be found on our website, clcma.org. Muslim inmates deserve better.
Our criminal department represents Muslims that have been unfairly prosecuted in a discriminatory and disproportionate manner. Oftentimes, these Muslims are accused of providing support to terrorist organizations when they were actually giving in charity. In almost all of these cases, we see the government asking courts to specifically give Muslim defendants extremely long prison sentences. They do this by asking the courts to use the terrorism sentencing enhancement. It was born out of a visceral reaction to 9/11, where Muslims were convicted under overly broad terrorism charges and were described as savage and incapable of rehabilitation. CLCMA is the only organization that takes on criminal defense cases and the sentencing enhancement. We are the only ones young Muslims around the country call when the FBI has tried to entrap them, or when a Muslim charity is being investigated for zakat funds given to the poor and needy abroad. Since joining CLCMA, we have explained to many judges around the country that this enhancement is unconstitutional and results in disproportionately long sentences for Muslims. And slowly but surely, the courts are starting to listen. The more we hold the government to account when it seeks to use this barbaric law, the harder it becomes for them to try and use it.
Since joining CLCMA, I have seen firsthand how the work that we do changes lives. Whether it's through the joy that's expressed after finally receiving a much-awaited permanent resident card, or the sigh of relief that's exhaled after removal proceedings have been terminated. Here at CLCMA, we see your struggles and we are ready to fight with you. I am grateful for the opportunity to serve, and I hope you will support us in our quest to achieve justice for our clients.
And thanks to the generous support of fellowship sponsors like Aiken Gump, and thanks to the generous support of community members like yourself, CLCMA can continue to fight to uphold the rights of all Muslims being discriminated based on their religion alone. Thank you for your time, and Ramadan Mubarak.
Please join us in this fight. Thank you, and Ramadan Mubarak.
Thank you for your time, and have a blessed Ramadan.